Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my Leica talks, all things Leica. So today I'm going to talk about how, you know what Leica is? I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Leica is a feeling. Like if you take out a large format camera, you set up a 4x5 or a 8x10 camera out in the park, people will come to you and it will attract people. And that attraction will make it so that you can have interactions to the point of you can actually get some of them to be your photo subject. And when you photograph them, if you take your time, if you set up your camera, you adjust your tilt and your swings and you make it just the way you want it, you get the exposure set, you get the lens settings all ready, they will wait for you. Because the large format camera changes the way the subject relates to us, because they see it as important. They see it as, wow, this is special. And that specialness comes through in their photograph, and that's why a lot of people have used large format for portraits, because the subject gives you more time. The subject is more willing to allow you to get it just the way you want it, because they're working with you, and they know it's not a quick thing. They know the way that this works. And the opposite is true for Leica. When you hold a Leica in your hand, the Leica gives you that feeling, I'm working with the best in my hands. I have the best I could possibly be having to work with, and I'm making the photographs that I want to make. And I have that feeling. And people might say it's not a real thing, but it is. We are all a product of what we use. If you're driving a Ferrari, don't you think you have a different feeling behind the wheel than if you're driving a Chevy? And both of you will take you there. And if you're driving through a neighborhood and your speed limit is 25, both of them will go 25. But doesn't it feel a little different to be driving the Ferrari because you know you're driving a Ferrari? Well, the same is true for the Leica for me. When I'm carrying the small 35 or the small 50 Elmar collapsible in an M3 or M2 body, those are in my pocket. When I pull those out, I know I've got a great lens on a great camera that I know it feels like I'm working with something that is really, really accurate and strong, and I know I can make anything I want with it. I know exactly how it will respond from years of use. I know when I lift my glasses up to look through the diopter, because I have a diopter on those Leicas, I'm seeing this big giant view that's exactly showing me what I need to see. And that's a great feeling. And does it inspire my work? Sure. Do I still shoot with $10 Nikons? Sure. But the idea is, when you have the Leica in your hand, there's no question that it doesn't feel like that Ferrari when you're driving, because there is a sense that you're using the best. And when you're using the best, it's now not about this. It's just about what you see in the light and what you want to photograph. And when you go out with that approach, I think it takes us to an extra level, which is one, and also because of that community of Leica photographers that have come before and have made such legendary work with the Leica. I think that's part of maybe also the psyche of, we are working with the absolute best. Let's go make some. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you could support, hit the Patreon. Thanks so much. I'll be back next time. We'll talk more photography. As always, here's the good light.